morning to everyone. Uh, we have been discussing the sequential statements from the last three classes, and today we will discuss the other sequential statements. So far we have discussed about the process statement and wait statement, case statement, if statement, null statement, loop statement, next statement, and exit statement. So far we have these. So far we have discussed uh, these sequential statements, and the next sequential statement is assertion statement. Assert. So what is an assert statement here, and where we can use this assert statement? So here these assertion statements are useful in modeling the constraints of an entity here, which describes the limitations of an entity. So while you're designing a digital system, so while you're describing the behavior of a digital circuit, so there are maybe some constraints with the circuit. There are some limitations with the circuit. So those limitations or the constraints can be modeled by using this assert statement. So actually what it does is, so it just give back a report about the entity here. For example, so if you want to check the value of a signal, and usually the value of a signal, it lies within a specified range. So when we wanted to check the values of a signal, because for every signal there will be a predefined values that we will define. So for example, if you take let's say for to consider of the a signal 0 to 5 volts, 0 to 5 volts here. So this signal, let the signal A is a signal, and which is lies between the 0 volts to 5 volts here. So which means that the A signal has a specified range, and the signal must be within that specified range only. So to check the values of the signal, suppose if the given input is more than the 5 volts here. Suppose if the given input or the applied input is more than the 5 volts. Actually the value is supposed to be 0 volts to 5 volts. But the given input is, it is a 6 volt of signal, say. So such cases, in such cases, so we can give a message to, you can give a message, so that so the given the applied value is more than the specified range here. So, and even you can to check up the setup and the hold times for the signals arriving at the inputs of an entity. So for all these cases, so here we will use this assert statement here. So simply here, the assert statements are useful in modeling the constraints of an entity, which describes the limitations of the entity. So by seeing of an example, you can understand this, what is an assert statement. But so with this assert statement, you can notify the messages, or you can give a message such that if there are any errors, or if there are any warnings, or if there are any note points, or if there are any failures with respect to the system, so they can be notified, or they can be displayed on the simulation screen by using this assert statement here. Okay, by using this assert statement. So here the syntax of this the syntax of this statement is, so this is not the exit statement. This is the assert statement, assertion statement. So this is not exit. I just copied from the previous slide. Okay. So the syntax for the assertion statement is, so it starts with the keyword assert with a Boolean expression, and which means that, so in this assertion statement, we will check the condition of a Boolean expression. So we will check the condition of a logical operation. If the condition is met, if the Boolean expression is true, so then it will not report back with the any message. If the condition is false, then it will be report back with a message and also with their severity level, with their severity level. So here you can see the syntax of this assertion statement. So in this assertion statement, we start with this assert with a Boolean expression, and after the Boolean expression, so you will have a report string expression here. So we will report with a message here. For example, actually we have to give an input. We have a two inputs, say A and B, and these two inputs must be one to perform or one kind of operation. Say to perform a specific operation, these two inputs must be 1 and 1. But uh, but the given inputs are maybe of a 1 0 or 0 1, 1 0 or 0 1. So we will here we will check the Boolean condition. So we will check the logical expression, or we will check the Boolean expression. If the condition is true, I mean that if the A is equal to B, then it will normally execute the VHDL code. Suppose if the given inputs A and B are not equal, they are maybe of 0, 1 or 1 and 0, which means that it is not satisfying the given Boolean expression. So therefore, it is report with a message to the user. It is report with a messenger to the user, and also it gives the severity level, whether it is a note point, or it is a warning point, or it is an error, or it is a failure. Because so the note or error or the failures or warnings, so these are all differentiated with a certain severity levels here. For example, if you have received a message with the note, which means that you must be cautious. So when you are giving the inputs to the circuit, and suppose if it is the warning, so if it is a warning means, so again the note and warning are at the two different severity levels. The note is like a general point you can take. So before we start, you must be taken into the consideration that note. But when you get a warning or errors, which means that their severity levels are high when compared with the note point. And similarly, if you have a severity level like failure, so which is the, you may say that it is a highest level of the severity level failure compared to the errors and the warnings, because the errors and warnings can be modified, and the failures means again you have to come with your the beginning of the code to check where the exact where the exact errors or the where the exact warnings in that VHDL code. Okay, so here the syntax, it consists of the assert with a Boolean function, and here we will check the condition of the Boolean here we will check the condition of the Boolean expression. If the Boolean expression is true, then it will normally execute the statements of the VHDL code. If the Boolean expression is not satisfied, if the Boolean expression is false, then it report a message with a severity level. The severity level means that whether it is a note point, or it is a warning, or it is an error, or it is a failure. Okay, so we will see an example to the assertion statement. So Oh, here, if you remember this, so this we have used in the files, data, objects, files. So what are the files here? The files are a special case of the data types where it provides an interfacing between the VHDL and the host environment. And mainly the files are used for writing and reading the specified format of files. So, so in that, when we are trying to open a file, and before when you read a file, so we will open that file and then we will read that file. So here, while you are opening the file, so where we will check the status of the file. So if the status of the file is open, okay, which means that the specified file is open. Suppose if the status is not with the open, okay, and if it is with the some other status, then it report with a message that the call to file open was not successfully. If the status is equal to open, okay, which means that the file was successfully opened. Suppose if the status is not equal to open, okay, which means that the status may be some other value. So if the status is some other value, then it is reported with the a string. The string is nothing but the message here. That message is the user defined message. You can write it to your own message. So the call to the file open was not successfully, and it is also report with the severity level with the warning here. It is just a warning. And even this severity is a type of, it is a predefined type in the VHDL. So do you remember this, the severity type? So where the severity is a predefined type in the VHDL, it has the 4 values. The 4 severity type values are the note, warning, error, and the failures. These are the 4 values of the severity predefined type. So we are using the same values here. One of this is warning. So we wanted to give this message, or we wanted to report this message to the user with this severity level warning here. అంటే ఇక్కడ మనం ఒక ఫైల్ని ఓపెన్ చేసేటప్పుడు మనకి ఓపెన్ ఓకే వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, దాని అర్థం ఏంటంటే ఫైల్ మనం ఏదైతే ఓపెన్ చేస్తున్నామో అది సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా ఓపెన్ అయిందని అర్థం. సపోజ్ ద స్టాటస్ ఈజ్ నాట్ విత్ ది ఓపెన్ ఓకే, so then it will report with this message that the call to file open was not successful and the severity level is warning. So which means that, so again we will be go back to the file, and then we will check that file, and then again we will run that statements. And the second example, if you see here, this is a generalized example. This is also an assert operation code. So here the operation code is an input parameter, right? It is an input parameter, input port, which is usually defined in the entity. So now, so here this assert with the operation code, which is equal to 4 zeros here. So whatever the code which is assigned to this operation code, I mean to this input parameter operation code, it must be a 4 zeros here. Suppose if you have given a some other value like 0010, say, or you have given a value of 001 and 1, or you have given a value of 000. If you have given the operation code as a 100 or 0010 or 0011, which means that the Boolean expression is false here. Why? Because you are testing the Boolean condition with the operation code must be 4 zeros here, but the given operation code is 1 with 000 or 00 with 10 or 00 and 10. Suppose if the input is any one of this, which means that the Boolean condition is false. When the Boolean condition is false, it reports with a message. What is that message here? Illegal code of operation, and the severity level is failure, which means that furtherly the program statements are not executed here. Okay, so to execute that operation or to execute that program VHDL code, the operation code must be 4 zeros. But here, if the input is other than these 4 zeros, then the Boolean condition becomes false. If the Boolean condition becomes false, it report with a message with the severity level. So usually these assertion statements, they describes the limitations of the entity. మనం డిజైన్ చేసే డిజిటల్ సిస్టంలో ఎటువంటి లిమిటేషన్స్ ఉన్నా కానీ అటువంటి లిమిటేషన్స్ని మనం ఈ అసెట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ యూస్ చేసుకొని మనం యూజర్కి డిస్క్రైబ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఏ విధంగా డిస్క్రైబ్ చేయొచ్చు? మనం అనుకున్న కండిషన్ సాటిస్ఫై కాకపోతే దాన్ని మనం ఒక మెసేజ్ విత్ దేర్ సివియారిటీ లెవెల్తో మనం రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం. అదే ఇక్కడ మనకి చెప్పే అసెట్ స్టేట్మెంట్. Okay, so this is about the assert statement. So simply it is used to modeling the constraints of an entity. Okay, so do you understand this? సింపుల్ గా ఏంటంటే మీకు ఎర్రర్స్ లాంటివి ఏమైనా ఉంటే మీ ప్రోగ్రాంలో అది మనకి ఈజీగా అర్థం చేసుకోవడానికి ఈ అసెట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ యూజ్ చేసుకొని మనకి మనమే నోటిఫై చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ విత్ ది అసెట్ స్టేట్మెంట్. అండ్ ది అనదర్ సీక్వెన్షియల్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఈజ్ ఎ రిటర్న్ స్టేట్మెంట్, and the name itself you can understand that return. So here also we will check a logical expression, and if the condition of the logical expression is true, then it will return with a type of value to the output. If the condition is not met, if the condition is not true, then it will not return with any value to the output. That is about the return statement, and the return statement we have discussed in the procedures and functions. So that's why again I am not discussing the return statement here. Okay, so for reference you go back to the procedures and functions for the return statement. Okay, return మనం చెక్ చేసే బూలియన్ కండిషన్ ట్రూ అయింది అనుకోండి, అది రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది ఒక టైప్ ఆఫ్ అవుట్పుట్ వాల్యూని అవుట్పుట్కి. అదే కండిషన్ ఫాల్స్ అయింది అనుకోండి, అది ఎటువంటి వాల్యూని మనకి అవుట్పుట్కి ఇవ్వదు. దట్ ఈస్ రిటర్న్ స్టేట్మెంట్. So with this we have completed the sequential statements in the VHDL code. So the concurrent statements, sequential statements are very, very important, because your every VHDL code or whatever you will write for the VHDL code, so they will be the combination of these statements only, either the concurrent statements or the sequential statements, or sometimes we will use the both concurrent and sequential, combination of the concurrent and sequential statements. So in order to build up a VHDL code, in order to write a VHDL code, you must be familiar with these assignment statements, and the assignment statements are very, very important. Okay, సో కాబట్టి నేను ఆల్రెడీ లాస్ట్ క్లాస్లో మీకు ఒక టాస్క్ కింద చెప్పాను, మిమ్మల్ని ఇప్పటి వరకు అయిన కాంకరెంట్ సీక్వెన్షియల్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ని మీ నోట్బుక్లో మీరు రాసుకోండి, ఆ సింటాక్స్ రాయండి, యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ టేక్ 1 or 2 ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ విత్ యువర్ ఓన్, లేదా టెక్స్ట్ బుక్లో ఏది ఉంటే దాన్ని అర్థం చేసుకోండి, ఆర్ మనం డిస్కస్ చేసింది ఉంటే అవే కన్సిడర్ చేయండి. బట్ ద థింగ్ ఏంటంటే everyone must write the concurrent and sequential statements syntaxes with examples in your notebook. మీకు అది ప్రాక్టీస్ అయితేనే నెక్స్ట్ మీరు VHDL కోడ్ రాసేటప్పుడు కనీసం ఒక అవగాహన అనేది ఉంటుంది మీకు. ప్రతి కోడ్ని మనం బట్టి కొట్టలేము, ప్రతి దాన్ని మగప్ చేయలేము, అవునా కదా? అర్థం చేసుకొని రాయగలిగితే సో దట్ మనకు అది ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది, రైట్? సో విత్ దిస్ వీ హ్యావ్ కంప్లీటెడ్ the sequential statements. And mainly the sequential statements are used to describe the behavioral modeling in the VHDL. Behavioral modeling in VHDL. And the next